YouTube, what up? Right now, we got a Safe Place podcast featuring my boy Glock, one of the best out of Memphis right now. Really been holding it down for Paper Route Empire, and I'm just glad that he's doing what I thought he would be doing, and that's just holding the shit down and reaching a high level. You know what I'm saying? I missed Dolph terribly, but Glock is doing exactly what he needs to be doing, and salute to him. I give him the utmost props. Now, I seen clips of Yachty's podcast, you know what I'm saying, and it's cool. He had Cole on there. I think he had some other guests, and I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. I could see Yachty having a podcast. That's what I'm thinking, like probably a year ago. But I never really listened to like a whole episode, but because I just don't like how bro really be sounding. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my opinions about Yachty. You know, he just ain't my, you know, he had an incredible run. He's still doing this thing as far as the music, you know what I'm saying? But he just not my type of artist, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say, you know, he's a legend in Atlanta. But I do think he's kind of corny, not just because of the way he dressed, just how he act, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about him as being an entertainer. I'm talking about his character. It's music. I separate as I got older with these artists. I separate the character from the music. The music can be great, top notch, but you a fuck nigga, or you just fake as hell. And this this episode proved to me, you know, I was right. Now, since Glock was on, I'm like, let me try to get this shit a try. When I'm at work, I listen to music, but I listen to a lot of podcasts, sports shows, etc. Right? So I'm like, all right, my nigga Glock on there. Let me try to check this shit out. So I ended up getting to everything. This shit went viral and shit already. I already said my 2 cents on Twitter. Cause I actually cut off the interview or the podcast because I just couldn't get past, you know, Yachty's just, you know, how that nigga be talking and shit like that. Like that nigga sound like a white boy. I mean, to be quite frank. But I really can't dig it, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of was hearing the little jabs and shit beforehand. I'm like, man, that's kind of interesting, Mitch. And I don't like how that nigga played that shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let the shit play. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just wanted to break it down from my perspective, because a lot of people had something to say about the topic at hand. Now, I did go viral for a little bit, and I actually want Mitch to capitalize off this shit, do his own thing. But anyway, I'm gonna play this shit, bro. Oh, God.
What do you mean?
Cause I
pick one. Go ahead, pick one. Cause I'm about to light you up.
What made you say like the producer line? What made you want to go that way?
I just always like the first time I heard a beat that was like dumb amazing, I was like, yo, I need to learn how to make that. So that's what made me start like making beats and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like why he hating my nigga like that? Now I could go back a little bit to get a little bit more context. But I'm gonna give him a pass, cause he could just be playing. Sometimes, you know, when your nigga be talking and shit, you know, around, you know, you kind of catch his bluff sometimes. You be like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let that slide, cause I do that shit sometimes.
Like you lie.
Oh God, like some niggas be real, like niggas be lying. I know this nigga capping. I be like, you know what I mean?
All right. Cool. Now let's go back. Let's travel backwards, Mitch. Right? Let's go back to what you're doing when it goes.
Which way this?
All right. So.
But I know I'm right. So what's
okay.
up?
Okay. Cool. So let's go back to 2015. We was at my mama's house, right? I'm at my mama's house. Now Mitch is like 2-3 years older than me. All right. Now Mitch came to me, and for many years, you didn't just start making beats. By the way, you've been making beats since. Who knows how long you've been making beats for? A very long time. All right? And up until... How long have we been doing this? Okay, so up until about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, what you spent a lot of time trying to find your steps.
Right.
Right, but so to sit
It ain't nothing wrong with that. Some niggas take off earlier than others. It's sad to say, but some niggas just ain't never gonna make it. And that's a fact. And the reward is in the journey. Some niggas pop off early. They just got it. They get it early. And I feel like Yachty was that nigga that got all what he wanted early. I feel like that nigga really ain't really developed into a man's man, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he cool and shit. I'm gonna let this shit continue to play, cause I want this to make sense for y'all.
My point.
No. Imagine if you didn't have a friend who's already extremely successful to help you get on your feet.
Here's to delicious fall
that
favorites.
shit off at that point, boy.
Made with love, right?
A lot of people don't have that. So what I'm saying is, what do you say? Because you didn't want to get a job. I never even suggested you get a job because I knew you wouldn't get a job. So what do you say to it?
I didn't suggest to get you a job because I knew you wanted to get a job. Nigga, a real nigga would have said, nigga, you need to get a job. If you're going to rub it in that nigga face, then you should have told that nigga, hey, man, you need to go ahead and get a job or something. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That be that fake shit.
Who like, hey, I see a with a shiny watch. I got a gun, a dusty gun. It's gonna take a shiny watch. You know what I'm saying? What are you telling? I'm not gonna encourage it, but you gotta think about people got families.
What I'm telling you is, it's shit you can tell.
What?
Even if what I'm telling you.
Think about yourself,
listen though. Even if then, that's the point I'm trying to make to you, bro.
What point?
Even if I wasn't doing shit righteous then, older now, so I would not tell it to do anything like I was doing back then, bro.
There's like many people that made some terrible decisions and they feel like they regret all that shit. What you do? You tell people that's younger than you not to do what you did and try to point them in a more positive direction. Everybody do that. They got a right mind. So this nigga Yachty, bro, he is one of them niggas that you just can't. That you just can't take favors from. Don't take no money from that nigga. I make it my point to not ask nobody for nothing. And if when I do ask for something, it's from people that I know would never judge me, and I trust them. And that's probably like 3 people. You know what I'm saying? And some motherfuckers online to myself, bro, he was just keeping it real. He would tell me what he needed to hear. Bro, it's a place and time for everything. I got 2 partners. I'm thinking at the top of my head. I'm not gonna say their names, but right now, you know, one individual, he be fucked up off liquor. So when he's bad with liquor. So sometimes when he get too drunk, he get the wilding out. I'm not able to control him as far as with my words. And now, it done got to a point where I had to physically remove a man from a situation because of him being under the influence. But I'm too grown for me to be taking care of a man. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I keep him at arm's length. But sometimes I talk to him and see where his head at. Etc. I was trying to get him to come out. I was trying to get him to come out with me the other night. I called him back like, man, I just got the shower. So you about ready? He said, man, I ain't got no money. Usually, if I was going to multiple spots that night. So if it would have been one spot, I would have paid for him, which I did with another homeboy before. But I was going to 3 different spots potentially. So I like, nah, I ain't feel like shit paying for that shit. That nigga told me. Said, man, I'm good for it, man. I'll reimburse you with interest. And I'm like, man, I said, look, bro, I don't even want to potentially make this into a falling out because, you don't hand out money that you don't want back. But right now, I want my money back. And in this time right now, I want my money back. So I'm not even gonna do it. We gonna have plenty of other nights to kick it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. My other partner, shit, that nigga, he always be calling me because he need to ride to work. But sometimes when I be trying to call him to kick it and shit, that nigga duck and dodge my calls. But he'll call me a couple of days later for a ride. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point is I be telling them niggas like, man, I feel like you doing this, X, Y, and Z. You needed to get it together. I tell them all this shit. But I don't tell them all that shit with an audience. That's the whole point. You do that shit man to man, bro to bro. You don't put that shit on display in front of a nigga. And Yachty might have known Key Glock for years, but y'all ain't that close to the fact that you gonna bust out your homeboy in front of his ass and make him look like a fool, bro. Stop it, bro. And if any of y'all don't agree with that, bro, oh God, you a buster. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all niggas just don't get it, man. Some of y'all niggas need to get socked in the mouth. Y'all need to get socked in the mouth. See, if I were Mitch, shit, as soon as that camera went up, I said, hey, bro, I don't rock with that shit, bro. I really want to get in the gloves. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I really ain't got, man, I don't want to listen to any other, any more of that shit. I know it was different instances throughout the podcast, but for real, man, we got to stop this shit, man. We got to learn from this shit. And then, I used to love listening to, I'm 25, I just turned 25. I used to love listen to rappers' interviews. I could care less. Like, it would be very, very rare where I'll listen to an interview now. It depends on that specific artist. And I know he be talking about shit in this interview. I tried to listen to Polo G interview recently at the Breakfast Club. He wasn't even talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can keep going down that rabbit hole, man. But if y'all like the video, man, like the video. What would y'all do if y'all was in Mitch's situation? What would you do if you was in Key Glock's situation? Because if I was Key Glock, he was quiet. He would have planned to have it go. Probably feeling uncomfortable. Like, yeah, he peeping this shit. But I probably would have been like, hey, man, that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? They probably cut that shit out. I don't know. I playfully would have been like, man, Yachty, why you doing your boy like that, man? You know what I'm saying? And make this shit uncomfortable for him to realize what the fuck he doing. Anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all be smooth.